Hi everyone and welcome to another episode of Techie and Cyber Aware. Today I want to just talk about steganography, which is an art of hiding secret information such as text, it could be an image or a file within another. Let me explain this in simple concepts. You have a file, it's ordinary looking, but there's been some information hidden in that file which could be a text or another image hidden inside of it. The major essence of this is if we look at it in terms of cybersecurity, external attackers or threat actors, they employ this process to embed secret codes into files that they use for command and control or to create a backdoor into your system. And what they usually do is just conceal the existence of whatever this is within an ordinary looking file. I wouldn't talk too much about this. I just want to do a proof of concept to explain basically how this works or operates. So right here on my screen, I already have a zipped file, which is called troy.zip. The first thing I want to do is to unzip the file, and I'm going to open my terminal, and then from my terminal I'm going to cd into where I have that file loaded. So it's in my download folder, ls, just to confirm, which is my usual practice. The next thing is to unzip the file, so I'm unzipping the file, and then so right here we now have the unzipped file. Next thing to do is to cd into the unzipped file, which is this, ls again, and then we can see we have two files, info.txt and troy.avi. It doesn't look like there's any information there. They all just look like normal files that you can access and be fine with. However, these are ways threat actors conceal their own secret agenda. So the next thing is to view the information of the um, view the information of the info.txt. So here I'm doing a cat.info, sorry, doing a cat.info.txt. So this already tells us certain information about what we are doing here. And then the next thing to view, first thing to check is usually the metadata. So I want to view the metadata using the xif tool to view the metadata of the .avi file. And then what I have here is, all of this information. Of course, we can already see that we have certain information here, and this is of special interest to us, which is the description. And basically what I want to do now with this description is just to copy this code that looks like a base 64 code, and my go-to tool for decrypting base 64 is to go to the cyberchef. So I'm going to open my browser, launch cyberchef. So type cyberchef. I already have it in my um I already have it loaded. Or if you don't, you could just go to a Google search and type cyberchef, and then it shows up on the screen. Then the next thing to do once this is loaded is to copy this code. So I'm just gonna paste it here, and then I have a special tool I use even when I'm not sure of the encryption code that has been used, which is the magic. And then once I have that, I can see right here Let me remove the last. And then I can see it says, I am the Troy. So basically, this is I am the Troy in, you know, in cybersecurity or in the tech world. When you see a characters like this, you can tell that it means I am the Troy. So basically, this is just the encrypted information within that file. It could be anything, but we just need to be sure. And the essence of this video is to explain a proof of concept for us to understand what steganography really means and what it does or can be used for. As we can see, the flag we had found, I am the Troy. If we are familiar with the movie Troy, then we understand. We could use that to understand basically what steganography means. Thank you, and that will be all for today's video. See you all in the next one. Bye.